In 1996, federal law deemed it unnecessary to identify GMOs in our food based on a production method that leaves it indiscernible to the final product. What does that mean? If it looks, smells, and tastes the same, then no one needs to know. Well, some states are fighting for the right to have that information put on a food label. South Carolina is not one of those states. GMOs are in about 70% of the food sold on most grocery store shelves. Many people don't even know what they are. Local health-oriented business owners Emil DeFelice and Basil Garcia believe that's no accident.
The reason that people don't know about it is because these companies are making absolutely sure that they never find out about it.
Could be the agricultural forces, that be the government, the federal government that's not pushing for it.
So if you don't know what a GMO is, let's break it down.
It's a bit of a spectrum, okay? So you have an open pollinated seed, right? Or you can have a hybrid seed, or you can have a genetically modified seed, all right? So an open pollinated seed, that means when you grow that tomato, that you can take the seeds out of the tomato, and that seed that you take out and save will become exactly like that tomato that you just ate, okay? So a hybrid, well, that's when you take one variety of squash and cross it with another variety of squash. It's called an F1 hybrid. Genetically modified is an entirely different process. You're actually altering the structure of the DNA so you can cross, say, like a fish with a tomato. There's no hybridization possible there. That's genetically modified.
As far as proven health risks, the information seems pretty hard to find, but there are a few things to consider.
When I was growing up, you didn't have celiac disease. You didn't have allergies to peanuts and gluten and a host of other things. You didn't have these types of rates of cancer. Something is going on.
Several individual states are fighting for the right to know what's in their food, and are asking for one thing:
labeling.
At least label it and let the consumer make their choice. That's just common sense. It's free speech. Let the free market decide what kind of food to produce, not the forces behind it.
Vermont recently did pass this law about labeling GMO products. I really feel like most South Carolinians would prefer having a label on their food telling them what's in it. Is that unreasonable?
Currently, South Carolina has not introduced a bill asking for full disclosure on our food labels. I called several state senators, and some of them didn't even know what a GMO was. State Senator Bryant did know and explains why he wants to take a wait-and-see approach.
Consumers ought to get as much information as possible, but I've never supported very much regulation. Anytime you put the smallest regulation on a business, somebody's got to pay for it.
Still, many believe South Carolina deserves to know what they're feeding their families.
Listen, more information is never a bad thing. So whenever you hear somebody telling you that, hey, trust me, it's okay, you don't need any more information, that should be a red flag to you, that there's possibly something there you might want to pay attention to.
Here's a few things you can do today. Shop at sustainable markets and farms like Soda City and City Roots.
We asked ourselves, is it good, fair, and clean? Is it fair to the farm worker? Is it fair to the environment? Is it clean for the environment and good for the tummy?
Shop at health-oriented grocery stores like Rosewood Market and look for the No GMO or organic seals. Finally, start writing to your state representatives asking them to require labels for GMO products that come into our state.
And remember, all you're asking is to have more information about the food that you're buying, and as a customer, you deserve that. It's your right.
Looking out for the health and well-being for you and your family, I'm Alexis King for WACH Fox News.